Tokyo Jujutsu High, the day of the merging with Lord Tengen and the Star Plasma Vessel. 4 hours after Riko Amanai's bounty was lifted, and just as prodigy sorcerers Suguru Geto and Gojo Satoru arrive on the scene. After an exhausting 3 days of protecting the Star Plasma Vessel, both Gojo and Geto each fulfilled their role of bodyguard accordingly. Despite a couple hiccups along the way, the group has made it within Jujutsu High's barrier and for all intents and purposes completed their mission with stunning accuracy. After using his limitless curse technique without rest for multiple days, it is Satoru who is most relieved to have finished the escort, as he can finally release his force field and begin replenishing energy. At their most vulnerable possible moment, Satoru Gojo is impaled directly through the back, with not a single person present even able to sense the oncoming aggression. Although Gojo doesn't remember the assassin by his face, the hitman could never forget the one and only person to ever notice them sneak up behind him. Having personally plotted the entire bounty hunting incident and goaded the group into a false sense of security, Toji Fushiguro struck at the most perfect possible moment. As both Geto and Gojo begin to launch a counterattack, the instant reaction from Toji isn't enough to save him from the jaws of the massive curse hunting him down. Surprisingly, missing any internal organs, Gojo was able to thread the blade through him with cursed energy to not leave a critical wound. Declaring their priority completing the merging ritual, Geto and Riko escape and leave Gojo to deal with the emerging threat as the worm curse summoned by Geto begins to tremble before giving way under Toji's soul liberation blade. It instantly vaporizes as he admits not finishing Gojo off in a single strike was a rusty mistake. Using the last remnants of his cursed energy, Gojo attempts to use his control over the ability Blue, but the assassin is too quick, displaying not just impressive speed, but unpredictable movements. With absolutely zero cursed energy to sense, even the 6 eyes can't help Gojo read Toji as he flashes around the battlefield, honing in for an attack. Relying completely on his control over space, the one thing Gojo can see is the level of danger Toji's curse tool presents. Unable to follow the assassin by cursed energy or sight, Gojo has no choice but to eliminate any and all places to hide, maximizing his curse output for one final attack and completely vacuum seals the surrounding area, creating a full view for Gojo to notice the growing far-off swarm in the distance, which suddenly descend upon him, used by Toji like some kind of smoke grenade to further blind the 6 eyes amongst all the confusion. The Invisible Man is easily able to slip right behind Gojo unseen. Struck directly in the throat, the assassin hit his mark with complete accuracy. Ensuring he inflicts the most damage possible to the sorcerer, Toji tears the cursed weapon from neck to foot and punctures the brain for good measure, remarking he's finally beginning to get the hang of this again. Slaughter is like riding a bike. Once you learn, you never forget. On the other side of the school, as they descend down the elevator and grow ever closer to Master Tengen's lair, doubts begin to fill the young vessel's mind. Having already discussed their betrayal well before even meeting Riko, both Satoru and Suguru were more than willing to give Riko the choice of freedom, regardless of the consequences that came with it. Given the option to give herself up or continue living, the Star Plasma Vessel breaks down in tears at the thought of being able to be herself for even 1 day longer. Geto offers a handout to Riko, and the two plan to set out on their rebellious leaving behind nothing but a corpse. Geto is in shock, confused how Toji made it all the way down here. Fully willing to give Geto an explanation, the traumatized sorcerer would rather take revenge. Geto's prized rainbow dragon curse lunges at Toji, but the assassin is able to keep both the spirit and Geto at bay with gunfire. Toji is much more interested in divulging his master plan than fighting right now, especially since it's been seen through to succession. Both he and his hidden inventory curse gain a binding vow boost as Toji continues to break down how his heavenly restriction works. Specifically, Toji uses Atlas VPN to keep his personal data safe and hidden from people looking to steal it on the internet. And when you download Atlas VPN, you too can have all your worries of internet privacy and detection disappear. Just like Toji's heavenly restriction, when using Atlas VPN, your IP address will be encrypted. Atlas also has an easy to use interface and a bunch of other cool features. One thing I personally really like about Atlas VPN is their data breach monitor that lets me know if my email or password has been compromised by certain searching to see if my email has been used in any scams or breaches. And the really cool thing, you get their protection across as many devices as you want for their low price of $1.70 a month. Plus, with their current Black Friday deal, you get an extra 6 months included for free with a 30-day money-back guarantee if for some reason you're not loving Atlas VPN. You can also use Atlas VPN to change your digital location and watch legendary shows and movies that Netflix offers in other countries. Watch any content you like without worry of tracking or censorship on any and all devices that you own with a single subscription without any hamper on your internet speed. So go down to the link in the description or pinned comment and grab Atlas VPN's special Black Friday deal. 3 years at $1.70 a month with an extra 6 months included for free. That's 85% savings, and like I said, it's at a 30-day money-back guarantee. So what do you have to lose? If this guy does it, why wouldn't you? Geto doesn't want to hear that though, and once he discovers Riko's maid was disposed of as well, he has had enough. The Rainbow Dragon surges towards the assassin without fear, but the curse is immediately met with the edge of Toji's Soul Liberation Blade, slicing entirely through the dragon and leaving it in two. With one curse down, Toji is immediately pulled into another of Geto's curse's innate domains. However, still wielding the inverted Spear of Heaven, Toji willingly invites himself into the curse's territory. Suddenly, Geto appears behind the Invisible Man, with full intentions on absorbing the inventory curse and removing Toji's advantage in battle. However, Geto is completely rejected as he uses Inverted Spear of Heaven to not only disable both Geto's technique and his curse spirits, Toji is able to deliver critical wounds to the both of them as well, KOing Suguru with a spin kick to the lower jaw. Even with all of their blessings, they couldn't even beat a monkey like him. As Toji makes his exit of the Star Tomb, sudden life springs forth. After cashing out and delivering Amanai's corpse to the Star Plasma cult, the Invisible Man makes his way towards his next hunt, but like a dead man walking, Satoru Gojo stands there before him. A confused Toji looks on as the delusional Satoru rambles on about his sudden awakening to the core of his cursed energy. Despite learning reverse curse technique and resurrecting himself once, the job is the same as always. Coming at Satoru with the same blinding speed he had in their first battle, this time Gojo remains unfazed. The young prodigy allows instinct to guide him, and with his new understanding of positive energy, Gojo can now make use of his curse technique Reversal. Red, sent rocketing a mile away and into a nearby building, the destructive strength of Gojo's reverse limitless technique is enough for Toji to label the sorcerer a monster. Faced against what might be the strongest sorcerer in history, Toji has everything he's ever needed about him. His intelligence, his strength, his experience, the confidence to burn the planet to ashes. And yet, for some reason, there's still this feeling of uneasiness in the air. The Invisible Man swallows everything. With all of his might, Toji lashes out with everything that he has. He's able to launch an entire shockwave towards the sorcerer and also deliver multiple different angled attacks as Gojo levitated out of the way of each of them. It was already too late, for the being known as Satoru Gojo had already ascended to a realm unreachable by any other than he. A true world-ending catastrophe. With one single flick of the wrist, Toji Fushiguro is erased from history. A hollow technique that deletes matter itself from existence. With an enormous hole now gaping through his torso, the Invisible Man fades into the background, leaving behind his most precious blessing to the one most trustworthy of taking it, the man who defeated him. Toji Fushiguro's legacy ends here. His hidden inventory spirit returns and finds a home with Suguru Geto, while Gojo ponders world domination as he comes to terms with the death of his loved one. The ramifications of Toji Fushiguro's actions here are felt today, even in the latest chapters of the story. And I'm sure there's plenty more cracks formed from the Star Plasma blunder we've even yet to see. While also the reason the series started in the first place, had Gojo actually been defeated, Jujutsu Kaisen would have ended right there. Or at least been very different from what we know. Good thing that Toji was taken out so soon and he never comes back. He might just almost end the series a second time. Ah, Hey guys, thanks so much for staying into the end and watching the entire video. If you haven't already, leave a like, and thank you so much to Atlas VPN for sponsoring. If you enjoyed this content and want to see more of my other videos, they'll definitely be in the four corners right here as always. Once again, thank you very much for watching. Don't forget to leave a like, subscribe, and have a great rest of the day, guys. Peace.